Established as Prime Council Limited, a UK-based organization with a clear mandate to raise and guide value-driven leaders across every sphere of influence. In January 2025, we hosted our first monthly webinar. By December 2025, we had successfully delivered 12 monthly webinars alongside 3 Instagram Live leadership conversations and 1 dedicated skills training session for our volunteers, equipping both our audience and internal team with tools for growth and execution. Recognizing the need for deeper, personalized transformation, Prime Council expanded its offerings in August 2025 with the launch of the Vision Clarity Call and one-on-one mentorship sessions, providing strategic guidance, accountability, and clarity to individuals navigating purpose, career, and leadership decisions. December 2025 marked a significant milestone. We hosted our first physical training series, the Strategic Positioning Masterclass, in Birmingham, United Kingdom. With over 35 emerging leaders and early career professionals in attendance, the session created an environment of learning, strategy, and transformation, reinforcing Prime Council's commitment to tangible, real-world impact. Behind the scenes, growth was happening as well. Our team expanded fourfold, growing from 2 to 8 dedicated members, significantly increasing productivity, collaboration, and delivery capacity. This growth reflects not just numerical expansion, but a strengthening of systems, structure, and shared vision. Throughout this journey, Prime Council has remained anchored to excellence at global and godly standards, guided by our foundational pillars: impact, influence, income. As part of our commitment to accessible transformation, we also launched our first digital product, the Prime Council Personal Development Guide, now available on our website. This resource serves as a practical framework for individuals seeking clarity, structure, and intentional growth. Prime Council is more than an organization. It is a platform, a pipeline, and a purpose-driven movement. And this is only the beginning.
Hello everybody. Hello everybody. I just want to see where you're joining us from. Just type in your name and your location. Happy New Year everybody. So good to see you once and again. So good to see you once and again. I want to see your names and location in the comment section. I want to see the regulars, any new person that I need to welcome. Just waiting. Just type in your name and where you're joining us from. Good evening, everyone. Okay, I can see Yemi Rimoloyi from Nigeria. I can see Desire from the UK. That's really nice. Welcome. Just waiting for a few more people to join us before. I've missed everyone. I just hope we had a wonderful Christmas break. I just hope we had a wonderful New Year celebration. I think the last time we met was on the 29th of December. That was to recap for the year. Really interesting. Just waiting for a few more people to join us. Yes. In case you're just joining us, just type in your name and your location. What location are you joining us from? From the US, from Nigeria, from the UK, or from any part of the world? So nice to see you join me this evening on our usual monthly webinar, Achieving Your Vision. And it's going to be so interesting this evening. I'm just, you know, waiting for a few more people to join us and we'll just kick off tonight. Yes. All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining this month's webinar on achieving your vision in 2026. And this evening, we're going to be flying so high. I just hope we've got our pens, our notepads to take notes, strategic information that we're going to be sharing this evening. And just in case you've not done, I want you to share the links with your friends, with your families, gather everyone because it's so going to be hot here this evening. Okay. Guys, I'm sure we've seen the topic, achieving your vision in 2026. Achieving your vision in 2026. And what comes to mind from that particular topic? I know many people saw achieving, a few people saw vision. But guess what? Not many people saw your not many people saw your vision. And as I was just preparing this evening, one of the thoughts that came to mind was, do you know how many of us are pursuing and fulfilling visions that are not ours? Really interesting. If you go all over social media today, you see many people that are focused, they are so passionate about other people's agenda and visions. And that's the first question that we're going to be answering this evening. Are you pursuing your vision? And you know that Coach Ayoola has always been a big fan of leadership, number one. Number two, ownership. And the third one is control. Because I've seen that if you can't have the sense of ownership, leadership, and control, you're going to end up fulfilling another person's vision or another agendas. It's really important for us to establish those facts this evening. That what vision are you fulfilling? Before we get into vision, let's think about you. And of course, you know who Coach Ayoola is. I'm a personal development coach. And if you just dissect my title, you will see that it's personal first before development. Development will not mean anything if there is no sense of ownership, personal, if it's not person-centered. And one of the constraints that I've had, especially with, impacting a lot of us young people, raising emerging leaders, it's that sometimes many people don't want success as much as another person wants it for them. And sometimes, I get into that state of frustration when I see that there are certain things that people around me, my audience, my community members, my mentees should catch up on. But there's that frustration. And I go back to the drawing board to see how I can further impact and communicate the message. This word, it's a game. And, some of my mentees would have heard it. That's why it's called a race. That's why it's called a race. It's a game. There's a starting point when you were born, number one, and there is a finishing line when you die. So you're not just going to be alive perpetually. The moment you're born, the clock starts ticking. Tick tock, tick tock. until the fellow or individual breathes his last breath. So it's really important for us to be able to redeem time. The Bible said, redeem time, for the days are evil. So one of the major questions I'm going to be asking us this evening is, are you pursuing your life vision? Are you pursuing your life vision? Many people globally, millions of people, billions of people don't have any sense of vision or agenda. And that's why we see lots of people hustling. They wake up early in the morning. The Bible says they wake up early in the morning only to come back at night to just eat the bread of sorrow, because there is no any sense of identity. So I have my slides there ready. You see something. What is vision? Vision is not just mere wishes. Vision is not just limited to your New Year resolutions. Vision is not motivation. What is vision? Vision is seeing a future that demands your transformation now. Vision, thank you very much, host. Vision is seeing a future that demands your transformation now. Seeing a future that demands your transformation are really, really important. What's the second definition of vision? Vision is seeing what others have not seen, but we see. Vision is seeing what others have not seen, but will see. That is why not everybody can be a visionary. Think about it. The Bible said he spake a word unto Jacob as a visionary, but he gives light to Israel. God gives vision to everybody and anybody that cares. But because there's a superior law that guides achieving vision, which is the power of choice. That means God can want something for you so bad, but that desire of God, it's limited to your own willingness and choice. Really important here this evening. There's nobody that's been created that is alive today that is not supposed to be fulfilling a vision. That is what I call perfect homeostasis, equilibrium. Because it's human beings that have created economic cadres, the poor and the rich. It's based on the consequences of the fall. Ideally, there should not be lack. But because of choice, people decide, for example, that they don't want to rise in life. And even though God doesn't desire anyone to perish, like he's given his only begotten son, it's still limited to your choice. For God so loved the world, you know the Bible verse, John 3 verse 16, that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. So you see that as much as he's done all of that, it's still limited to your believing, acceptance of salvation. I'm going somewhere really, really important. What am I saying? How does this link with vision? Are we in a church? Someone can be asking. No, we're not in a church. This is a life webinar. You will see that vision has the same spiritual consequence as salvation. You know, we say that if you're not saved, you perish. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish. So if you're not saved, you will perish. Guess what, my audience this evening? If you don't have any sense of vision, you will perish. Wow. Who gave you the audacity to make that kind of statement? I'm going to be showing you in Proverbs 29 verse 18. The Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Look at that. What do you mean that vision and salvation has the same spiritual quotient? Very important. It's really serious vision that most people trivialize. In God's eyes, it holds the same spiritual weight and standard. If you are not saved, you will perish. If you don't have a sense of vision, it's going to be perishing. Not just even for you, but as a people. So I'm speaking here to, you know, emerging leaders this evening. And what do you mean? Someone can say, I'm not a leader. But there's self-leadership. You can't get anywhere in life if you don't lead yourself. So even though you're not leading people, you have to lead yourself. So there's self-leadership, there's personal leadership, self-leadership, there's brand leadership, leading people. As a father, you're leading your family. As an employer, you're leading your employees. So the Bible is saying here that if there's no vision for that purpose, there's going to be a perishing. I'll give you the third example. The Bible said in Psalm 49 verse 20, a man that is in honor and knoweth not is like the beast of the field that perisheth. As I begin to conclude on the introduction, what am I saying here this evening? There's three things that are really, really important, and they've got the same consequence. Number one, salvation. Number two, vision. And the third one is identity. Really important that the lack of the three of them leads to the same consequence, perishing. This evening, we are speaking about vision. When you go to your churches, they'll speak about salvation. But that if you only hear about the message of salvation and you don't pay attention to the message of vision, you're going to end up perishing. The same consequences I've showed you there in the Bible. So this is a very, very serious issue this evening. And I just hope that has given us enough, enthusiasm, enough reason to focus on this evening session. I want you to highlight what has stuck your mind this evening. That salvation, vision, and identity hold the same spiritual quotient in the Bible. And the lack of any one of them will lead to the same consequence, which is perishing. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. A man that is in honor that knoweth not is like a beast of field that perisheth. So you see, perishing. Is that not why we see so much perishing in our world today? Lots of people confused, lots of people depressed, lots of young people with no sense of agenda. And now I just remember the scripture that came to mind, that as Jesus Christ walked on, he saw those people that they were like a sheep without shepherd, and he had compassion on them, and he began to teach them, to give them a sense of identity and vision. It's really important, my audience, this evening, and I'm trying to lay the foundation. Remember, this evening I'm so much charged to come and teach. I want us to pay sincere, rapt attention. I want you to share the links with your friends and family. For those that are still contemplating joining, they need to come hear the message. I'm going to the next point now. Vision is the MVP. Every young person, when I mean young person, emerging leaders, I mean those that are in discovering their identity and purpose, and even older people. And we've got parents here that have joined tonight. I want you to stay with me this evening for young parents, even older parents. I have got a message for you. I've got a message for you. Vision is the MVP every young person should have in 2026. Why do I say that? Joel 2 verse 28 declares, he said, in the last days I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Your old men shall dream dreams, your sons and daughters shall prophesy. But there's something really spectacular that I said there. He said, your young men shall see visions. It's really important that the resultant effect of God pouring down his spirit is that you should see visions. It's not enough for you to fall down under the anointing. What have you seen? What have you seen, audience? And there's so much charismatism in our churches today, which is good, of course, for the baptism of the Holy Spirit. But after those encounters, what have you seen? Remember, I said the vision is seeing what others have not seen, but we see. And let me even give a context to that, because what do I mean by that? Every gadget, software, innovation, development we see in our world today is a product of vision. A visioneer or a founder or a producer conceives something in their mind and translate it into a product or a service. And we as consumers, end users, come to use it. Have you not wondered why you are so dependent on your phone? When you don't have access to your phone, you are disturbed. Many people are so agitated that they can't do without WhatsApp, Instagram, social media, TikTok, Snapchat, gadgets, on TV, Netflix, YouTube. There was a time I said I was not going to do subscription for my YouTube again, that I want to cut down costs. I did it for a few days. I gave up. I had to go do a subscription because somebody have seen that I one day will not be able to live without having YouTube Premium. He saw it. I want to ask you this evening, what have you seen that your generation have not seen, but we still see? Let me tell you guys, vision, the game of achieving vision. Remember, I've told you that God has given everybody vision, but not everybody will achieve vision. The essence of actualizing vision, it's about first come, first serve. Because once somebody brings out WhatsApp, you can't invent WhatsApp again. You can only invent something else. You cannot invent WhatsApp twice. Have you seen that? That's why vision is linked to time. So for many of you that are still delaying, there are many things you've written down. I'm going to do this and that. 2027, no. Before you sleep and wake up, somebody else has achieved that vision. And once they've achieved it, they have the trailblazer, and I'm going to be coming there. They have the pathfinder, trailblazer advantage. That's it. That's it. The moment anybody wants to come and innovate that sort of kind of stuff, they meet a backlog of attacks. Now there's patents, there's intellectual property. People lock down their innovation so that nobody can come near it again. So you're thinking, this vision, I'm going to do it next time, I'm going to do it next year, next month. Many people have seen the kind of vision that you want to achieve. Have you not seen that before, that you're thinking about something, the next thing that you see online? Vision is open to all. That's what the Bible says. The vision of the book is open as to all. Look at that. So vision is the MVP that every person should have in 2026. What is MVP? Minimum viable product. That's the least requirement. That means if you say, I have a vision, many people those days, they brag and bully people with their vision. Oh, I'm going to do this and that. I'm going to travel out. I'm going to buy this car. And they intimidate people by the sense of their vision, by how ambiguous and bogus their vision is. No. In today's world, everybody has vision. Especially in today's creator economy. Have you not studied it? When you go online on Instagram or TikTok, everyone, for example, is now producing content. So you being a content creator does not stand you out again. It's that are you becoming a value creator? And my team will bear witness to that. We say no, we're not content creators, because content creation is not a entry-level requirement. Before, it was a leverage. But now it's not a requirement. What am I saying? Before, having a sense of vision, it's a source of leverage. But now, everybody have seen that, wow, I can't really go far in life without having a sense of vision. So they have a vision. So they have vision boards, vision maps, vision plan. Vision is the MVP that everyone should have. Let's go to the next slide. The now later principle. Really important. What did I say here? There's a principle that's called be, do, have versus do, have, and be. I'll show you what I mean. So vision is now. Who you must become now. Number one. Vision is later what you will build. Because you can't say, I'm going to do this next year. That is the later part of the vision. But how true your vision is what you are doing now for what you will do next year. And let me say it this way. Many people plan. But we've seen that planning does not take you anywhere. Planning is good. Yes, you should write down the vision, for example. And I was speaking to some of the campus fellowship students on Tuesday. It's so important for you to write down your visions, like the Bible said. But have you not discovered that if you write down your vision and don't act on it, you get zero results? If somebody does not write down his vision and acts on doing something, they will get the results. Does that mean that writing down your vision is wrong? No. It's that when you write your vision, you have a source of leverage than someone that does not write their vision. Really important here. Many people want to do stuffs, then have it, then become. No, that's not the way to achieve vision. The right way to achieve vision is for you to first of all become. You have to become first. Then you carry out the action. Then you can have the results. Many people want to carry out the action, have the results, and now become. No. So they will tell you, for example, why are you this way? I'm this way because I don't have money and that's why I'm behaving that way. No. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. You have to become first. In Daniel 2 or so. They that do know their God shall be strong. Becoming strong. Action. And do. You see that exploit is the vision there. But many people want to do exploits, but they are not strong. They don't know God. Have you seen that? You have to know God, then you become strong, then you do exploits. Many people want to do exploits without being strong and no revelation of God. Remember, if you don't know God, you can't know yourself. Remember, identity. You only get a true sense of your identity from knowing God. Really important. People fail because they want later rewards now. So they want later rewards without the now discipline. I said there on one of our sessions that one of my visions is that I want to become a topmost personal development coach in the next 10 years. Next 10 years. But I'm not going to wait till the 7th year to start acting on that. No. I've been acting on it for the last 10 years. Read books. You think like a leader. You think like a visionary. You comport yourself like a leader. You act in a way that commands influence. You see that. But it's not at the 7th year. You now start acting because you have a target to meet in 3 years' time. No. People fail because they want later reward. And you've heard it. You're not new to this. That people speak about delayed gratification. So what is vision? Vision is connecting the dots between your distant destination, where you are going to in 10 years, and your daily details. What you do daily. Decisions determine destiny. Your daily decisions determine destiny. It's really, really important. The transformation must happen now to achieve the result later. It must happen now. Someone was speaking to me. I think one of my team members was asking, how come you're able to do so many things? You have everything under control. And it seems so good to hear that, but I was just thinking about it. If I feel managing a team of 8 people and my other affairs, family, life, work, and church, how will I become the topmost personal development coach in the next 10 years? How will I manage hundreds of speaking engagements? I'm conditioning myself. I'm doing a prototype of what being a topmost development coach will be in the next 10 years. So busy. So now I'm mastering, I'm conquering this pandemic of lack of time management. Even some of my colleagues or people that are not around me, they will tell you, oh, why have you not reached out? Why don't you pick your calls? How I'm busy? No. Think about business from the standpoint of what result you are producing. You can't tell me you have just a full-time job and your 24 hours is maxed up. Because we are calling ourselves to much more accountability. So you want more opportunities and access, but you don't even have autonomy over this little economy you have. No. And that's why I have space. I have time for many things. There is no day I don't speak to lots of people. Why? I want to be influential. You want to be influential, you're not accessible. Look at that. You want to be influential, you want to be a global voice, but you're not accessible. That's countercultural. Many years ago, I was finishing from university, and one of my friends said something. He said, "Oh, when I'm done now, I'm gonna just cut off my SIM and block people. I'll not be reachable and all of that." And I said, "Oh wait, that's true. Of course, you're gonna be mediocre, poor, and broke." And he looked at me. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Yes, because even the rich people of this world, for example, in Nigeria, Dangote, even if he wants to do a private wedding for his children, it's going to be a national event. Why? It's so influential. Your pastors, your general overseers, the rich people of this world, be Gates, Elon Musk, anything they do, Cristiano Ronaldo, anything they do, because they are celebrities, their lifestyle is public. So if you want to be so low key, you get ready for a life of mediocrity. Get ready for the life of mediocrity. Why? Why am I saying this? This is a bold statement. Who has told you that influence is bad for you? And I'm linking this somewhere. For you to achieve your vision, like I said, remember, it's not just achieving vision. Many people are achieving other people's agenda and purposes. But I'm interested in your own vision. Because when you are old, it's only your vision that stays with you. You invest all your life in corporate world, for example, 9-to-5 job and etc. There's a retirement age. You don't know how eager they are to get rid of you in that company. And for example, you overcompensate on your career, underinvest in your relationships, friendships. You're gonna get old and see that many old people are lonely now. There's nobody around them. My work. No, work, fine. But remember, it's work-life balance. Live life. I told the campus fellowship students on Tuesday that people say balance. But I said it's work-life balance. What comes first as a student? Work. So work, there's a point to work. But there's also a point for you to live life. Spend time with your family, with your friends. Do things that interest you. You don't know how life goes so fast. It goes so far, just like a shadow. Life goes so fast. Before you know it, you're 40. Before you know it, you're 50, 60. Imagine you don't invest in your children. You don't invest in your spouse for those that are married. You don't invest in your friendships. The workplace, they're going to get rid of you when you retire or before you retire. Day by day, for example, I got this revelation, I think, when they were doing a lot of restructuring in my workplace. And I saw that even me thriving in this workplace is not even dependent on only my productivity. For example, a new CEO comes into the company. I'm canceling this particular project. Lots of people are laid off. Who do you go back to? If not be a relationship with your friends or your wife or your husband or your children, you'll be lonely. No wonder there's so much depression and mental health issues in our world today, because people are no more communal. It's really, really important, and I'm emphasizing on that. So now, how do you discover and get the scope of your vision? Because I reckon that a couple of young people here that I'm thinking, okay, he's saying achieve your vision, but I don't even have a sense of vision. I just know that I'm going to school, I'm in secondary school, I'm in the university, or probably I'm just working. What's vision? Really, really important. Your vision can evolve from incremental adjustments of your values. Really important. I want you to pay attention. How do you get your vision, guys? Your vision can evolve from incremental adjustment of your values or dramatic change. What am I saying? that you can have this euphoric moment, you can have a dream, you can have a vision, like real-time vision. Oh, this is what I've been born to do, this is what I'm called to do. And you hear people say it, have you received your call? That's fine. But you can be saying, I don't have all of these encounters, these experiences. How do I get my vision? Values, values, values. For example, if one of your value is fairness and justice, then definitely you will not want to involve yourself in bribery, corruption, bullying. You can become an human rights activist. You can become a transformational leader. You can become a mentor. I'm just giving examples limited to my scope of reasoning. But the way you discover your vision can be a dramatic change or discovery or incremental adjustment of your values. And I've heard many people give that excuse that they don't know what to do because they don't have a sense of vision. No, those are excuses. Because as you go across the race of life, there are many times that your vision, your real vision, can come to you when you're 30 years. For example, I didn't know that I'll be a personal development coach last 10 years, like I said. Remember, I said I have 10 years to become one of the best personal development coach in the world. I just knew that in my late 20s. But does that mean I've been unserious all these years? No. I just knew that I had foundational values. Number one, I know that I should take initiative. I know that I should be strategic. I know that I have to lead myself. Nobody's going to help me more than I want to help myself. And Bible said it is good that a man bears his yoke in his youth. So I had all this understanding. And even if, for example, I say I want to become a politician tomorrow, it's still based on all these values: fairness, equity, justice, kindness. You see that discretion, wisdom. That even if you don't get anything this evening, that probably, for example, you might not even discover your vision today. Don't go home and say, oh, after all, no, I don't have any sense of vision. No. The cheat code, the lock code there is your values. Really important. Because you can work on any vision at any age. For example, Moses, he got a vision to lead the Israelites out of Egypt at age 80. But does that mean it was 80 that he started preparing? No. He's been praying all his life. Why? He had values. Values of productivity, of leadership. He was a shepherd. You see that? I just hope you're understanding this, and I want us to note all these things and, put them in the comment section. What stands out? Internal tension. Vision always creates internal tension, dissatisfaction. Really, really important. For example, why am I a personal development coach? I've had struggles with identity over the years as a young person. I've had struggles with people believing in me. And if you have seen the antecedent from some of my sessions, you will see that it's been a fight getting to this point. I was thinking about it just before we came live. That, to be very honest, I've not achieved everything I would have wanted to achieve in life. But one thing that I always tell myself is, you're doing a good job. Because nobody is going to give you any leverage if there's none. So it's one thing for you to mourn and cry over not having leverage. Or, for example, I come from a poor family. I come from a struggling family. I come from a poor nation. It gets to a point in time you begin to look like your decisions. It's really important. So vision always creates internal tension. So because I had to develop myself, nobody taught me how to read books. Nobody told me at this point to read books. For example, I have some mentees now that I even give books to. And sometimes they don't even read it. And I laugh because when I was building myself, there was nobody. I remember one of those occasions I went to buy books in Lagos State, Nigeria. And it was in the place I went to buy it. A woman, she sells books, on all these counters outside. He said, my son, You're the only one buying books around. This was a major town. She was like, wow. I was like, this is really interesting. Those days I will go give my friends books to read. It will be as if maybe I'm even begging them to read, as if they are reading the books for me. No, no one taught me all these things. I grew up seeing the gap, and I've been saying it, the margin of results. Because for certain group of people, for example, some of my homies, I call them, they can't even conceive a certain kind of vision. Why? Because they've missed that time. There's a time, there's a scope to conceiving vision. There's some kind of vision that even as motivated as I am now, I can't achieve it. One of my lifelong dream was to become a pilot. I can't become a pilot now. I can't. That time has gone. Because I had to fight my way through survival. Now you're talking about thriving. At what point do you now want to start going back to flight school? But that was my lifelong dream. It's really important. If your visions does not disturb your comfort, it is not vision. The vision for Prime Council has really costed my pockets, my finances. Yesterday I was speaking to my wife and we're having some conversations on the budget and etc. And I just told her, you know what? It's just vision. It's just vision. Imagine I'm waiting for somebody to say to come and sponsor me or bankroll me. Prime Council will not be existing. And before we got live, I'm sure some of us saw that we just did our 1 year anniversary. We started this time last year was our first webinar. Look at all what has been achieved within 1 year. Imagine I never conceived the vision. Imagine I never started to actualize the vision. All of you will not be gathered here. You will spend your time in other places. Now we'll have many people over the world that are joining and connecting. But what about if you decide to take the vision of your life serious? Do you know how many people, thousands, hundreds, millions are connected to your vision and purpose? If Mark Zuckerberg did not decide to build Facebook, how are we going to communicate today? If they did not develop WhatsApp, how are we going to communicate with our families today? Your vision is not just vision, is that it's got a particular use on earth. And the failure for you to actualize it is gross misconduct. And that's why God said you will perish. It's a serious issue. It's a serious issue. Purpose finding. Vision must come from problem solving, developing a skill, for example, to purpose finding. So, for example, what do I mean by that? You go to school. That you're educated doesn't mean you have a sense of vision. No, it's just a general requirement. So you begin to build a skill to become an engineer, a medical doctor, isn't it? A lawyer. But that there must be a time as a medical doctor, as an engineer, as a teacher, as a banker, that you begin to pursue an agenda. So, for example, as a doctor, you say, I don't want young children to die. And you go into the laboratory to go and bring out neonatal medicine. That's research and development there. Some have positive vision that's helped our world, eradicating polio, eradicating malaria that's killed millions of people over the world. But a certain scientist saw beyond what we have seen that, no, why are people dying? I need to go into the laboratory. It took years of research, development, investment, but the vision saw the light of the day. Now, people don't die from malaria, from polio. There are many scientists now in the laboratory looking for the cure to cancer, to HIV, to those, terminal diseases. Guess what? Some of them may not even be popular, but they end up fulfilling vision in life. Do you know the funniest thing? Some of them are not even Christians, for example, Christocentric, but they are so relevant and important in the sustainability of our world. How come it's even those that are not even Christians that, in terms of fulfilling vision, they've caught this mandate? And I've said it, Prime Council is a Christocentric brand. What's our mandate? I want to build godly and global giants. I've seen the negative side of achieving visions. For example, now, They're talking about bombs. You go you're telling me, oh, I have a vision, Coach Ayoola, to invent a bomb. No, 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 no. I'm going to tell you, no, that's an action, but it's negative vision that has negative impacts. What about you going to laboratory to go invent the cure for HIV and AIDS? Wow, that's positive vision. Why? To reduce the mortality rate. You see that? It's really important. So, unless you see the world through other people's eyes, the scope of your vision now, you will inhabit a tiny universe. One of the major ways to think about vision is to think about your children, if you're a parent, or if you're going to become a parent. You're young, you're in your 20s. There's one day you're going to become a father, you're going to become a mother. Do you want your children to say, I'm proud for you to be my parents? I told my wife, I said, I'm happy that we have a daughter now. I'm so grateful and privileged. I'm living my life in such a way that my daughter will one day say, I'm proud to have you as a father, because I would have so much given her so much leverage. And I'm coming there. I'm coming there. I have a message for our parents. I'm coming there. Lots of people are not pursuing vision now because of lack of intentionality from parents. I'm coming there. So, unless you see the world through other people's eyes, you inhabit a tiny universe. If what you think about is just me, myself, and I, you're not going to pursue vision. Think about it. Mark Zuckerberg, he didn't just invent Facebook for his friends and families. No. Global mandates. Global mandates. WhatsApp. Global mandates. Could it be that some of you that should have global visions, you are limiting it because you have inherited a tiny universe? Exposure is really key. And I'm speaking here to parents. And I don't know why I'm already shooting myself. I have to get there. But there's a message for you parents. In everything you do in today's world, make sure you give your children exposure. Allow them see the light of the day. One of the major things I've seen with our young people is, if they don't have exposure at a certain age, the building blocks from 0 to 7 years, it becomes very difficult to conceive certain vision, because vision is a function of what you've seen. Remember, I said vision is what you have seen that others have not seen. If you have not seen it, you cannot conceive it and you cannot bet it. You can start from any point, but can grow at any point. So the Bible said in Isaiah 32 verse 15, until the Spirit be poured upon us from on high, the wilderness becomes a fruitful field, and a fruitful field becomes a forest. Your life can be a wilderness now. When I mean wilderness, dark life. Nothing is moving forward for you. You're stagnated. There's no sense of clarity, purpose. Give yourself the chance. Because we're now in a world today that if you don't have a sense of your own vision, one of the major requirements that makes you a legal citizen on earth is that you achieve vision. The question is it your vision or other people's vision? My messages sometimes can be quite strong because we want to take back control. We've seen how, for example, people work in jobs that doesn't allow them to focus on their own self, number one. They can't focus on training their children. They can't focus on taking on their self, serving God. They do all of that for their 40 years productive life. Retire at 65 or 70, die. That's not the kind of life God has called you to live. He said to Pharaoh, let my people go that they may serve me. And I'm speaking, this is message for those that are in diaspora. Any work that will not allow you to serve God is anti your vision. Any work that will not allow you to do the things that are very important. Number one of top priority, serving God, number one. Number two, taking care of your family. If it won't allow you to do that, it's anti-vision. You are fulfilling other people's agenda. Because contained in your vision is the capacity to serve God and to enjoy life, according as the divine power has given us all things that pertains to life and godliness. I'm coming there through the knowledge now, USP. So if vision is the MVP, I've said earlier on that everyone should have. Knowledge is the USP. What's USP? Unique selling points that makes your vision stand out and achievable. Take that from me. Lots of people now happy about having vision. They have, like for example, my wife has this vision map on our wardrobe. It looks fancy and nice. But I know also that if we don't act on it, that thing will be there for 100 years. If it doesn't become action, even if you begin to act on it and we don't increase our intellectual capacity, we'll still achieve the same result like someone that never had a vision. That's what I'm saying. Vision is good. So write your vision on your paper, do your vision board, your vision plan, your vision map. That's your MVP, minimum viable product. Everyone should have it. Entry level requirement, like they say in any job, they will say entry level. This is what every person should have. But that nobody gets a job by having the entry requirement. No, you get a job by having leverage. So knowledge is your source of leverage. Knowledge is your unique selling proposition, unique selling point that makes you achieve your vision. Knowledge is really important. If you knew so much, you achieve so much. Take it from me. If you know so much, you achieve so much. So, how come you're saying you want to achieve your goals and vision, and I have to force you to read books? That's countercultural. That's anti your vision. Books are all over this place. In fact, we're getting a shelf. By the next webinar, God willing, we'll have a very big shelf over here. And I told my wife, I need to show my audience that this is serious business. Books. I have books on my eBay and Amazon I need to get. Not just get them for fancy. To read them. Not just read them. To act on them. To be evolved. To be transformed. To be renewed. High level superior information. The difference between me, you, and Elon Musk is not vision. Let me tell you, it's knowledge. Like I said, I have a vision to become the topmost personal development coach in the world. The same way Elon Musk has a vision to go to Mars. Everybody has a vision. There is no autonomy of vision. The differentiation is knowledge. Are we noting that out now? Knowledge. Knowledge. A lot of young people should be on this channel this evening. Not even young people. I'm talking about those in the working class, for example. I've noticed that pattern. I've seen some of my, should I say, colleagues, for example, like, oh, this message is for young people. No. Don't jinx it. No. There's a point you get in life. You think, for example, you have 10 million naira. As you grow, if you don't increase that money, in the next 10 years, someone that has 10 million will be a poor person. I've noticed that. I've seen people that did not renew their knowledge, did not increase their knowledge bank. They still have knowledge, but based on the current world they find themselves in, it's archaic, it's outdated and expired wisdom. And we have many people like that. They will tell you those days. No, those days are different from these days. Remember, experience is what has worked in the past. Inspiration is what will work. This is also to parents. Yes, you have experience, fine. There's boundary of experience. We're in a different world now for parents. If you know what's happening out there. I've been shouting about the AI revolution. I'm coming there. Really important. As at now, guess what? Most of the people I interface with, including people around me, I feel so bad because they've not even been able to master traditional knowledge and education. For example, I've been saying it. I'm even working on a product Some of us cannot even use Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and some basic software tools. But you think you're going to take the world. How? How? You can't do a PowerPoint. You want to be a global world changer, but you cannot address a crowd of 20 people. That is anti-vision. I'm saying it in a very, I don't want to speak passionately this evening. No. I want to communicate with you clearly. You want to take over the world, but you cannot even influence your family. They don't know what you stand for. I didn't start speaking this way because I'm in the UK. No. My parents are on this live stream. They knew many years ago, 10 years ago, determination, intentionality, initiative, leadership, self-governance. I'm coming here. Let's fly tonight. The vision framework. Bonus. The vision framework for 2026. Visualize. If you can't see it, you can't conceive it, you can't bring it forth, you can't bet it. Can you clearly see what others can't see? Remember, I said knowledge is the hedge. Knowledge is the hedge. Knowledge. The more you know, the more you rise. The Bible says something. Galatians 2 verse 2. I went up by revelation. I'm saying it slowly. Galatians 2 verse 2. I want you to go check that scripture. I went up by revelation. Do you know who was speaking there? Apostle Paul. He never met Jesus Christ. So he didn't have any leverage of discipleship. Look at that. But he became the foremost apostle. Why? He went up by revelation. Look at that. The 12 disciples could not, in terms of works and outputs in destiny, they didn't come near. Why? He went up by revelation. I have so many revelations. If I tell you I'm going to be a personal development coach topmost in the next 10 years, I don't know anybody. I don't need any connection. No, I'm going to attract those opportunities. 2017, I had a dream. Oyekota do Lagos State, Nigeria. I saw myself in the United Nations. I knew nobody. I've never been to Abuja before. At that time, I didn't have a passport. I believed in it. I didn't say it's going to be next 5 years. No. I played on this live stream. I will lock myself into the room. Al Jazeera, BBC. I knew everything going on globally. That was my lifestyle. All the capitals of the world, I knew everything. Following global politics and news. Why? I'm going to the UN. I came to the UK 2019. I remember I asked Daddy, don't you know anybody in the UN? He tried all his best, met few people. Nobody's going to give you the will to your destiny. You are the one that will enter into the driver's seat and drive it. You're waiting for somebody to check your CV before you become serious. I've just submitted it. He's not checked it. Did you message him? Did you call him? Bible says true desire. A man having separated himself intermeddles with all wisdom. True desire. Have you heard of how I got to the UK? Do you think we had the money? Have they told you that story? We had a list of people that we borrowed from, not even that we knew it offered. We got to a point, we borrowed up to the point that we had a list of people. We had a book to write a list of debtors. Why? I told my parents, for me, I can't be in this country. Whether you're going to go and steal anywhere, why? Determination, willpower. And I was speaking to one of my mentees. I said, your parents cannot take you serious this way with the way you're behaving. Yeah, they're going to tell you they don't have money to take you to school. Why? Because you're not determined enough to even want to go to school. The person I invented this light we're enjoying, he went to the laboratory 10,000 times. Or is it 999 times? Extreme. You can't achieve vision without being an extremist. I'm telling you the truth. In determination and willpower. Remember, I said work-life balance. People talk about, oh, balance, sleep, oh, sleep. Don't stress yourself, oh. But they've forgotten that the first sentence in that word is work. Work, not life and work. Let old people tell you about life, but you as a young person, I think about balance. You've not worked yet. You've not seen life. You want balance. It's impossible. It's impossible. We got to the airport that day to travel out. They didn't even have money to come back to Lagos. We had to go change the few pounds that we borrowed back to Naira for them to come back to Lagos. Got to United Kingdom. I knew nobody. You don't need anybody to achieve your vision. The people I called Uncle today, Uncle Kingsley and to Joyce, I didn't know them from anywhere. That's a story for another day. If you can't see it, I saw that I can't be in Nigeria. I always tell people, I didn't jack out from Nigeria. No, I traveled out of intentionality. I knew that I was a global citizen. I knew it. That no, my impact is not limited to Nigeria walls. No. I've not been to Nigeria for the past 6 years. Why? I left there as a commoner. When I get back to Nigeria, I'm going back as a stakeholder, speaking to governments, raising leaders. Vision, guys, wake up. I went to United Nations in Glasgow, I think, yeah. I met presidents of Nigeria, Canada, France. But I came back again, I said, no. When I get back to this place, I don't want to just be a spectator, an attendee. I have to be in that room as a stakeholder, speaking to leaders. That's what we are doing here, Prime Council. There's a bigger vision. I'm not doing that. When I speak to people and I think is the small 50 pounds, 100, no, sit down there. No. I'm raising and guiding the next generation of leaders. There's going to be a backlog of leadership in the next 5-10 years because we have so many people that are followers conscious. That's where we're coming. Genesis 17 verse 6, he said, I will make thee exceedingly fruitful. Nations shall come out of thee, kings and nobles. Have you seen that in your Bible? If you can't see it, you can't actualize it. Second thing is identity. I've said it. Vision demands identity upgrade. I'm not a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian by blood, not by mentality. I'm a global citizen. You are who is Nigerian or it's African. I'm a global citizen. Global citizen. When I went to US, people go to the US, they pray and fast going to the US because of knowledge and revelation. I went on a UN diplomat visa. When I got to the border, I didn't go to even the block of those from EU or British passport or any of those passports. I was welcomed singularly by an officer. What are we talking about? You don't need anybody. Your vision is your global passport everywhere in the world. Your vision. I got to that room in 2023 or 2022. UN, the picture is there. And I thought about it. This is truly true. If God has given you a vision and you doubt yourself, like I said, there's a consequence for it. Gross misconduct, perishing. When you continue there, don't believe in yourself. You have to know yourself, identity. For those that do know their God shall be strong, personalization. And you cannot achieve with an old self what requires a new self. Third one is structure. Vision without systems collapses. Document your vision in writing. Build routines, rhythm, and accountability. Spoken to people. Employ people to do this work for you. They want to keep the small pounds and naira. No. I have over 8 staffs. What are we doing? Vision. I'm a global citizen. I can't, even if it's not for anything. The Bible says the rich rule over the poor. Who are the rich people? Employers. Fourth one is influence. Vision must be communicated. If people can't run with it, it's not clear enough. Say, write the vision down, that he may run that reads it. Ownership and navigation. Getting to the next one. Now, guys, in actualizing your vision, there's something I wrote down here: boundaries and sacrifice. Listen to me carefully, guys. Very, I came here really charged because I had a very good break over the Christmas period when you were busy eating chicken and all of that. I was busy. I read books like No Man's Business, thinking, meditating, thinking about these mandates. This is why I call the boundary of sacrifice. What do I mean? In actualizing your vision, you must exhibit certain level of boundary, even doing sacrifice. And I'm using that key thought there, work-life balance. That even when Coach Ayoola has told you work, like no man's business, I put a caveat there. Rest also at intervals. It's really important. If you die, there's no vision. So you need your body, spirit, and soul to actualize your vision. And we've seen many people exaggerate achieving vision. And that's where I come in. There should be a boundary even when you're sacrificing for your vision. So look at something. It is one thing not to eat with all your fingers. And there's an adage that says that. Don't eat with all your fingers, isn't it? That's management. Delayed gratification, isn't it? It is another thing not to eat with any finger at all. Starvation. Really important. It's also to say, I will not do anything. You keep all the money, you don't buy clothes, you don't eat good food, you don't rest, you don't sleep. That's death sentence. There must be a boundary even when you are sacrificing. It's really important. And that's why I said, don't just say you're overcompensating on your career and you fight everybody, you don't have any friends, you're not reachable. When you achieve that goal, there will be nobody to celebrate it with you. Really important. What does the Bible say? God gives seed and bread to the sower. Vision is always now and later. Remember, I've said vision is later, but demands your action now. So vision is now and later. For example, many overcompensate in their career, underinvest in their relationships. I'm emphasizing this. Let's go. Sustainable vision requires wisdom in sacrifice, knowing what to give up and knowing what to protect. There are many of you that need to be on a vision clarity call with me, because all this I cannot even explain it in full details. In my book that I'm writing, Fighting Mediocrity, there's a chapter there that said this is what I call expensive no and a cheap no. What does expensive no mean? You've been trying to achieve this vision, it's not working. It might mean you have to turn your back against that vision and say, no, this is not working. That's an expensive no. Because if you continue it, you'll be a victim of sunk cost fallacy. It's not going to work. Not everything's going to work. But there's a cheap no. For example, you go apply for a visa to the US. You got rejected. You say, oh, that's the end. I'm not going to travel out again. No, that's a cheap no, because you can apply again. You can apply again. But it gets to a point, for example, you apply 5-10 times. Maybe that's time for you to say this is an expensive no. Maybe the US is not for me. Why am I saying that? Do you know that many people that they've said it's either US or nothing? Have you heard people say something like that before? They'll tell you it's either US or nothing. Meanwhile, I've seen people that they loved US, but they had to come to the UK first. They settled. When they now apply for US visa, they got it on a platter of gold. Imagine they said, is that US or nothing? They will not achieve any vision in life. There's some visions that are straightforward. There are some that you have to be meander through different bends. But you need wisdom to know which one is an expensive no or a cheap no. Take that from me. Vision matrix. This is where we get really, really deep. This is very serious. So there's pathfinder, disruption, and ownership. Now I've said it. You can't be a disruptor by maintaining status quo. Lately, I've discovered that for me to push my agenda, it seems that I need to exhibit a certain level of microaggression because I'm a psychologist also. I like to think psychological. I like to meditate, think about, patterns, thinking patterns. I've seen that for me to be able to achieve my goals and vision, there are many people that want to tamper with my fundamental human rights. For example, you don't have respect for your boundaries, for your time, for your resources. They disrespect you, they bully you. Why? Because you now want to have a sense of ownership. If you don't want to break the status quo, fine. You're going to be a follower all your life. All the followers do, they obey. But if you want to be a leader, what do you have to do? You lead. And nobody leads as a baby. What does the Bible say in Galatians 4 verse 2? An heir, as long as he remains a child, he differs not from the servant, even though he be Lord over all. But is put under tutors and teachers until the time appointed. And it says in Isaiah 9 verse 6 or so, unto us a child is born, but unto us a son is given, and the government capacity now shall be upon his shoulder. What's that? Luke 2 verse 52. And Jesus Christ grew in wisdom and stature. What does stature mean? Ability to confront. Ability to confront. You can't be a disruptor by maintaining the status quo if you can't say no. If you can't say stop it. If you can't say I don't like it. If you can't say hold it there. If you can't express your mind, you will keep on obeying rules and regulation. At what point do you really start fulfilling your own agenda and vision? This world we are living is treacherous and destructive. People will tamper with your fundamental human rights, even loved ones, both consciously and unconsciously. If you don't know how to protect your boundaries, you will grow old regretting. You will grow old angry. One of the trends we've seen today, for example, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to mince word. Now we've seen that a certain generation of Christians now are coming out to say we've been bullied, we're abused, and etc. Why? They could not say no. They were just doing blind followership. They could not call out their pastor or their leaders or priests out to say, no, you're wrong there. And I believe that leadership can be wrong. I've been wrong. I'm a leader. That does not mean I'm incompetent. It just means that I could be called out. Really important. In our world today, you have to be able to fight for your lot. Nobody is going to give you that space easily. Do you know what it means to be able to gather people to listen to you? It's high level knowledge, but also there's a back end workings to it. You trusting God for the grace for utterance, and I put it on my status this evening. There's a grace for utterance that compels people to listen to you. And I've been praying seriously, for example. I said, God, increase my capacity, increase the scope of my relevance. If you want to be unique in your generation, you have to be a pathfinder. If you want to be unique in your generation, let me tell you guys, forget it. It's good to be influential, rich, and popular. Take it from me. The Bible says something. No one lights a candle and put it under the bushel. It's an aberration. No man lights a candle. If you have light vision, you cannot be small. Who has told you that you should live a small life, a mediocre life, a struggling life? You don't have any sense of control, any sense of ownership in your family, in your community, in your association, in your group. They will disrespect you. Can't you see it? That because you are small, that's why your friends disrespect you. There's none of my friends today that can disrespect me. None. Anywhere. Yes. If I pick my phone and call somebody, nobody can say this person has cause to disturb me. No. Why? I'm a person of value, premium value. If I give you my time, I give it. I give it. It needs to be so. It didn't used to be so. We're not believed in. Nobody will give you a chance. I was that one of those children that will say, don't work with him or he's a bad influence. Just discovering myself. But I saw that if you don't have vision in life, they will trample on you. Now let me divert to relationship. There was a time in my life when I was in Nigeria. I asked two girls out, two ladies out, different times. And they said no. They didn't even take me serious. Why? I didn't have any sense of vision. I was heartbroken. Imagine having heartbreak without being in a relationship. Is that not the case of many of you? When I began to find out all these things, even though I've never traveled out, I knew that I'm not of this place. That even if I was in Ikorodu, I've already grown in my mind away from the boundaries and limitations of Ikorodu. Now, I could no longer date Ikorodu girls. Just to use that quote and unquote. I remember myself telling some of my friends, I said, all these ladies you're pursuing, and are you dating them because of your current realities or for your future? Your 10 years self, will you want to date this kind of girl? Ask yourself that question. And some of them said no. So why are you dating them now? Just before I traveled out, as I began to build vision, those days I would go to Cyber Cafe. I had people that were breaking up with their boyfriends to come and date me. Why? Vision. For some of you that are thinking, oh, you can't attract the ladies or guys, your vision is not compelling enough. Nobody lives a compelling vision. You have to be a pathfinder. Create a path no one has walked through. Discover, unravel. That gives you autonomy of ownership. Why is Elon Musk one of the wealthiest men on earth? Because he's the one creating maximum impact. Now they're thinking about going to Mars. Think about that, guys. Some of us have not entered ever plane before, but there's some people that are thinking about going to Mars. Conceive that vision. It looks impossible, but guess what? In our world, it will happen. People have been to the moon. Have you not sat down and think about it? How can someone wake up in the morning? So think about this is why I think about it. So I wake up in the morning, I pray to God. At what point do I say I'm going to the moon? Like how do I want to start? Moon. Oh Jesus Christ. You underrate yourself too much. There are so many things you can achieve. If people can get to the moon, is it you that cannot get to United Nations, to World Bank, to Aso Rock, to White House? You can. It's possible. Increase of possibility quotients. It's possible. What's the trailblazer? Who is a trailblazer? A trailblazer disrupts and scatters. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. I've raised us a prophet to nations to destroy, to uproot, to scatter. So a disruptor scatters. That's speed without direction. They break new ground, but they lack structure. Follow me. Who is a pace setter? So you have to be two things to achieve your vision. Number one, a trailblazer. To destroy old patterns, negative belief systems, routines and habits that are destructive, mindset of poverty. I told daddy one of those days, and I've shared it here. He will say, let's manage now. Let's manage. I say, no, daddy, I don't want to be a manager. I want to live in abundance. Let's think abundance. So let's think abundance. I have to retrain my mind that I can be in abundance, not I don't have to manage. A trailblazer. I was speaking to one of my siblings and I was asking about his plan, and he said, oh yeah, he's going to do his masters in the, I think, US or something. And I said about it, I was like, who dash monkey banana? That's because they've seen a prototype of, they've conceived it, they've seen it in a header, brother. I didn't see anybody to tell me that he can travel out. In fact, there was a time I didn't believe it based on our economic, position. That we like, what did they do after abroad? What did they do there? That was where I came from. Mommy is a teacher. Dad is businessman here and there. But I just believed. Then I started reading books, Brian Tracy, No Excuses, Miles Moron, Tim Lavender, Thomas Anderson. Mindset began to open up. It's actually possible. I can live above the limitations of my background. And I met my foremost coach, Blunt Catalyst, and he said, your back cannot put you on the ground if you don't allow it. And I remember those days, I'll go meeting, we'll speak for 6 hours sometimes. I will not even say a word. Nowadays, you speak to people, you're on a call, and they're talking more than even a teacher. I'm not serious. I'll be thinking about it. How can these things be? You say, no, it's possible. And I started applying. They're getting rejections from Canada. Like I said, cheap no, expensive no. Canada didn't open. I had hundreds of applications that didn't open. I applied to UK once, got an admission. It felt like a dream. What do you like? Admission. We thought it was fake actually, because I remember we went back to the cafe again to check that. Maybe it's fake, but look at today. Meanwhile, there was a prophecy that will never travel out. Have I told you guys before? I've told you guys before on this section. Will never travel out. Not one prophecy, 2 prophecies, different places. But I've told you now that prophecies are good, fine. But your foundational values and principles will outweigh any prophecy. Or how do I say that? Jacob. He was a man of the tent. He was low-key, no exposure. He had the blessing on him. Esau didn't have the blessing. In fact, he was cursed, but was the man of the fields. He was exposed. He was industrious. He was agile. Guess what? They met many years later. Who was bowing down? Jacob. He had the blessing. He bowed down 7 times. So Esau that did not have the blessing. You overrate prophecies too much. They are good, but it's dependent on your choice. He said, choose you will serve today. I give you, choose life. But he said, choose life. It's an advice, it's not a command. If you choose death, that's your way. You will live by it. Even eternal salvation, as powerful, as consequential as it is still limited to your choice. People can go to a fire and God will watch them. Before, I used to think everybody must achieve things. God had to start teaching me that no, there will be many poor people in today's world. Some of them might even be your family. I was speaking to some of my cousins. It's a matter of choice. I can't force you to be great. I can't. In Dangote's family, there are poor people and mediocre people there. You think he will not live his life? You sit down there. It's choice. And I've told you, the journey of 1,000 miles, they say, begins with a step. No. The journey of 1,000 miles begins first of all with a willing mindset that takes a decision to take the first step. Really important. When leaders do their best work, they hardly copy anyone. So you're thinking about it this way. Let's think about it this way. That people set the rules now. So they say you can't do this and that. But who said that I'll give you an example. If you don't, they've made it like if you don't go to school, you can't make it. But the person that made that rule, who gave him the rule? You have to be a disruptor. You have to be okay with being controversial. You have to be okay with not being understood. They draw upon their fundamental capabilities and foundational values. I've been emphasizing it now. Now you want to learn about foundational values, go to our first webinar on scaling the new white. I spoke about it. It's really important. This is the genius status, and I'm speaking next month on unlocking your genius status. You can't miss it. We are in for a ride this year because, like I said, the mandate is to raise not just godly giants, but global. No, I don't want to work with Christians that are mediocre. No, let them go and meet mediocre pastors. No, I want to work with people that are intentional, that want to break away from the prison and the shackles of religion into true spirituality. Bible said, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit and serving the Lord. Not slothful in business, Romans 12 verse 11. Fervent in spirit and serving the Lord. And I'm speaking to Christians here. Think, oh, your leaders, unbelievers, they'll perish. Yes, they'll perish salvation, but vision, they will not perish. It is vision. All the innovations, inventions in today's world. How come God gave the dream of the famine to Pharaoh? Why didn't he give it to an Israelite? Because they are his children? No, they don't have the capacity. God wanted to save his people from famine that's coming upon the earth, but he didn't give the vision to them. He gave it to Pharaoh that was an unbeliever. Okay, you say that's extreme. The Israelites were crying for deliverance in Israel, isn't it? In Egypt, I mean. But God had to go and be begging Moses in the wilderness. Why? He had the mindset of a deliverer. He had the mindset of a leader. That's Moses there. So, it's not enough to say you are praying, you are doing the. Is your mindset agreeing with all the things that you want to achieve? Really important. Leadership and vision clarity. So you see it in Jeremiah 1 verse 10. See, look at, he said see. If you can't see, oh God of heaven, he said check it, Jeremiah 1 verse 10. Let me show you guys. It's really important. It's really, really important. I have it here. Said, see, I have set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out, pull down, destroy, and to throw down. That's trailblaze. To build now and to plant pace setters. Look at that. He now said, moreover, the word of the Lord came to Ayoola, came to James, saying, what seest thou? And he said, I see the rod of an almond tree. Then said the Lord, thou hast seen well, I will hasten my word. It's limited to what you see. It's limited to your mindset. It's limited to your mindsets. Guys, my mind is so fertile. My mind is my CPU, central processing unit. I think big. I don't see limitations. I don't think like a mediocre. I think like an institution. I think I can be better than what I am. So you can come out as being, should I say proud or no? It's revelation. All the proposition above, look at that, is dependent on vision, what you can see. To find a path means you must see an invisible road. That's what Pathfinder is. Pathfinder. There's no road there, but you create it because you have seen it. Everything we're doing in our world today was not existing before. Somebody saw it. My question for you this evening is, what have you seen? Remember I said this, achieving your vision, you must see it. If you see it, then I can come and amplify it for you and explain it for you and help you. But that seeing is is personal. It's personal. Your parents love you so much, but they can't go into the exam hall with you. They can't go into the exam hall with you, even if they love you that much. No parents say, I love my child so much and I want to have them marry or go out. No. Life is personal. So the issues of salvation, vision, and identity is personal. Nobody can give it to you. They can give you money. They can't give you identity. And that's why you have people from rich family. No sense of identity. They still struggle with inferiority complex, low self-esteem. So now, the Bible says, write the vision. That's leadership. Write the vision, leadership. You know what it means? Write the vision. That's ownership. That means, imagine you're 25 years old. The Bible says, write the vision. And you go, I'm writing a vision to be able to impact my generation. That's leadership. And make it plain upon the tables that he may run that read it, followership. So many of us are running with a vision that we did not write. Check yourself this evening. Just check yourself. Tap your neighbor. This vision you're running with now, all the hustle and bustling, all the summation of all what you have done for the month of January. Hope it's your vision you're trying to achieve and not another person's vision. In our world, we have leaders, those that write a vision. We also have followers, those that run with vision. My duty is not to deal with those that are running with vision. I'm dealing with those that are writing the vision. He said that he may run that read it. See that? So, oh God of heaven, who spends more energy? The follower is running. When you have a vision and you write it down, you will work less. Is that not why they pay engineers more than they pay bricklayers? The bricklayer carries the block, he carries everything. The carpenter cuts the wood. Who do they pay who do they give the contract? The engineer, the architect. Why? He's seen the vision, he has a plan, they pay him the money, he go interpret it to those that run with it. And you see them, they carry everything, this and that, they sweat. In the evening, who do they give the contract to? The architect, because he's been able to see, he's been able to write. Write the vision, guys. Don't be scared. There's abundance of followership in today's world. Abundance of followership. But we have bankruptcy of leaders. Write the vision, leadership, that he may run that read it, followership. There's abundance of followership in our world today, but bankruptcy of leaders. Take that to the bank. So, your vision is valid to the degree to which it is clear and has enough clarity for immediate audience to run with. This is what I call vision forecasting. In my family, there's a vision we're trying to achieve this year. We're all running with it. My wife, my family, with my extended family. Look at something. It is not everyone who needs it that wants it actually. Now what today? So when you see many people running and bustling, for example, if you ask the bricklayer on the site that, what are we even doing? Guess what? He will not even know what's happening. He will just tell you, I know I'm carrying block, I'm carrying cement, but what are you building? He will say, go and ask the engineer. Go and ask the architect. When you ask the architect, even though he's not the one doing the work, he has the idea, he has the vision, he has the grand plan. Vision is your global passport out of poverty, mediocrity, and servanthood and slavery. I'm coming there. Ability to pursue is your greatest asset. So let's go to the next one. Emotional intelligence and the cost of pathfinding. See, guys, you know my sessions are not just for me. I don't gather people for mediocre information. I don't gather you for what I know you know. No. There are so many content online on vision, but I know that what I'm teaching today, you can't find it anywhere in the world this way, in this context. Why? It came from a source, actually. It came from a source. I'm not a motivational speaker. Bible says the Lord and His Spirit has sent me. I came prepared. For me, I see this as a service, as a very, very spiritual service. Life is spiritual, of course, by the way, if you want to argue that. So now, emotional intelligence and the cost of pathfinding. Listen to me, guys, carefully, attentively. You need emotional intelligence to regulate the loneliness of pathfinding. Really important, guys. You need emotional intelligence to regulate the loneliness of pathfinding. Why? And the excitement of pace setting. Listen to me carefully. We have many vision snatchers in today's world. They will snatch your vision by discouraging you, by distracting you. They will sow words of discouragement unto you. It could even be your parents, it could be your friends, it could be anybody. You need discretion and emotional intelligence to be able to. Your vision is your child. You don't expose your child to everyone. It's a seed. The seed has to be hidden. Let's learn from Joseph. Joseph had a vision that his brothers, his family will bow down to him. What did he do? He started bullying people with his vision. No, you don't do that. Joseph intimidated his brothers with his vision, that they will bow down to him one day, which gave rise to hatred, envy. And that's what many of us do. So we've heard now that, vision, compelling vision. You start bullying people with your vision. You've announced to the world all what you will do, but you've not even taken one step. You don't have discretion on who are people that are vision killers. Do you know there's such a word as vision killers? So how come you're always going to them? There's some people that I have around me. I can't really throw them away, but matters of destiny will never come out of my mouth to them. You need to apply discretion now. Look at that. Listen carefully. Emotional intelligence. Let's learn from Saul. You know King Saul in the Bible. He had discretion. I'll show you. Whereas Saul did not tell his uncle about the prophecy Samuel told him of becoming king. They were looking for donkeys. He were looking for donkeys and he met Samuel. And Samuel said, "Come, you're going to be the next king of Israel." When he got back home, Saul's uncle asked him that, "What did the prophet tell you?" He said, "Oh, he just told me that donkey will be found." He didn't mean, the Bible said, but Saul didn't tell his uncle what Samuel told him about the kingdom. Go read your Bible, 1 Samuel 10 verse 16. Maybe why you have not achieved your vision is because you are saying your vision, your ideas, your plans to the wrong ears. Maybe wrong eyes are seeing what you're building. You remember for Joseph and Mary, your Lord Jesus Christ, when he was born, he had to be taken away to Egypt because Herod was going to kill him. If your Lord and personal Savior had to be hid away from vision killers, how come you will not hide your vision? You think it's everything that I know that I'm sharing? Forget it. Sit down there. There are many things in my archive that are revolutionary. I'm not going to share them to peasants, to just normal people. No. If I tell you I'm going to the UN, what do I want to go and say there? I know many things that I'm not going to share. There's a word for the multitude. There's a word for carcasses, inner carcasses. So what do you need? Self-awareness. What season are you in? self-management, discipline over emotion, social awareness. You have to be socially aware of who is who. I know I'm socially aware. Relationship management, who must you keep close? I told you, I'm always on call with people that are relevant to my agenda. I bring them close. How can you say you want to be influential? You're not speaking to people. You're nowhere to be found. You don't pick us. You're on DND. DND, do not disturb. And he wants to change his world. Have you not seen the people that are achieving vision? How united they are with their caucuses? Have you seen any president that works alone? Why come you a loner? I don't like people. I don't like to be in my space. You be in your small space. What he didn't say is you be in your small space. Because to be able to achieve a big space, you need people to run with your vision, followers. So if you must be a leader, there's self-leadership, which is fine. Lead yourself. But you can't perpetually be leading yourself. You will get married one day. You have children, leading people. You want to become promoted as a manager. What does being a manager means? You manage people, and to the degree to which you can manage people, that's when your salary becomes more. So how come you don't want to deal with people, but you want to be a director? I was speaking to one of the audience that asked a question at the masterclass in December. I don't like to speak at meetings. I said, well, no. When your director goes to the meeting, they don't go there to say, I will not speak, I'll speak. They go there to lead. So if you want to be a director, go there to do what? To lead. Simple as that. Labor versus favor matrix. Personal responsibility versus divine intervention. This is really important. We'll soon close this evening, but you can't even miss out on these information. It's really important. The labor and favor matrix. Personal responsibility on one hand and divine intervention. Many people miss it. They are waiting for divine intervention. They're not taking personal responsibility. They are waiting on God. God is waiting on them. I know, honestly. And sometimes our churches don't do justice. They will say something like, if God did not direct you, don't take a step. No. Contextual there. There are many times that it's until you take a step that God backs you. Have you not heard of the biggest victory in Israel in the Bible was wrought by Jonathan? Go and read your Bible very well. He didn't get any instruction. A sense of initiative. I've said the skills of the spirit, discernment. Who told Abraham that the three men walking were angels? Initiative. Who told David to go and confront Goliath? Was it God that told him to go and confront Goliath? Have you not thought about that? Who told him that? Did God say, no, now go and fight Goliath? No. Initiative. You must take personal responsibility. So there's the point of labor, which is your human factor, what you do. Everything within your control, do your best. Don't put yourself in a position where lack of permission can hinder you from pursuing the vision that God has in store for you. You're waiting for permission from your parents. If you are 18 years old, you are the first beneficiary of your decisions. But guess what? You are the first victim of the consequences of your actions. You're the first victim. You can be respectful and connected, but not mandated to comply or submit. That's why this is for adults, yeah. There are many people that just in the midst to, ensure respect. Respect is different from submission. That people I respect, but I'm not submitted to. No. You can't be the one to be the Lord over my life when there's a compelling vision. You can't say, don't do this. As what? As what? You don't have. What's the degree of investment you've had in my growth and development? Do I receive what? Are you my spiritual father or my physical father? You have to know this. That's why it's a matter of choice. Even my mentees, people, is still limited to their choice. I cannot force anybody. It will be breach of human rights to force somebody against their will, power, and choice. What does it mean? You have willpower and choice. What makes the difference is the grace factor, but it rides on a platter of labor, passion, and intentionality. Apostle Paul, I am what I am by the grace of God. Fine. We like that part. You mean he didn't do anything? No. He said, but I labor more than them all, but yet not I, the grace of God in me. Labor. Like I said, work-life balance. You have to work. What's the God factor? The point of favor. All the people that have achieved visions in life and destiny, there's that interface. That's why it's a matrix where their personal responsibility meets with divine intervention, so that the little they do, their best, becomes much. But you cannot have much if you don't put in your best. I'm beginning to conclude this evening. God anoints your best. He doesn't anoint the best. Think about it. No wonder you see people are angry today. Why is this person, I'm even better than him? No. God anoints your best, not the best. People that are up there, presidents, leaders, visionaries, it's not as if they like I said, they don't have autonomy of vision. But there's a point whereby they took responsibility and God does put his oil of favor and intervention on them. So now what do you have to do? God is looking for hunger for greatness, for being impactful, for being relevant. God is not afraid of your ambition. They've said all this thing, don't be ambitious. No. God is against selfish ambition, not against ambition. If you have the ambition to save souls, to help many poor people, to help young people, you think God is limited? He's going to be angry that why are you trying to help poor people? Please don't help poor people. No. It's against selfish ambition. When you misuse people, you mistreat people, you maltreat people, there's injustice. It's against selfish ambition, not against ambition. So God is looking for hunger, not perfection. Prime counsel is not the best of what it can be, but we are hungry for more. We take corrections every day, innovating, iterating our processes. Plan like he won't speak and wait on God to speak. So plan like God will not speak to you. That's why I said about foundational values. You're waiting that you see a vision and say, oh, now Jeremiah, this is what you will do. Like I said in the Bible, remember he meant to meet Jeremiah, he said, see, he told him what to do. But there are many people in the Bible that he didn't call them instantly. Many people in the Bible, the call was just based on them being positioned. Many of the disciples plan like he won't speak and wait on God to speak like you don't have a plan. Look at that. Plan like God will not speak to you. Wait on God like you don't have a plan. Dependence on God. For example, I prepared all my slides for this session this evening, but I was still waiting on God like I don't know what to say. And he grants the utterance, not just the words now. He said, when I came unto you, I came not with the excellency of speech, but with the power of God. Let God have the power of Anthony to alter your plans without constraints. It's really important that God can say, Ayo, turn left. And you don't say, oh, I'm achieving vision now. No, I can't. No. Let God have the power of Anthony, the ultimate decision to alter your plans. Because he said, for I know the thought and plans that I have towards you, the thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end. The best person that can lead you to achieving your vision is God. By my God, I run through a troop. And by my God, I leap over a wall. But look at that statement. By my God, I run. So, personal responsibility. He runs. But it's by his God. Psalm 18 verse 28. Psalm 127 verse 1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain. So, they labor, but it's God that's building it. You see that there's a gap personal responsibility, divine intervention in achieving your vision in 2026 is really important. There's a part for you to play. There's God part. But most times, until you play your part, God will not move an inch. Really important, guys. We're going to round up now. So many things to share. Many disqualify themselves for pursuing big vision because they don't feel anointed or called. So they say, there's that scripture, many are called but few are chosen. So they say, I'm not a leader. I'm not. It's a mindset. It's what they've told you. It's an unconscious bias. Yes, you are the leader. Yes, you are the leader. Yes, you are the one to lead us. Lots of people suffer from imposter syndrome. When you go on LinkedIn, you see them. I don't feel qualified. I'm suffering from imposter syndrome. Global champion. Why? No sense of identity. Me, I know I'm called though. I don't know about you. I know I'm relevant to God's agenda. And I'm partnering with God with a sense of ownership. Everything I do, whether it's in church, at prime council and to work, my family, with a sense of ownership. I'm not thinking like a peasant. I'm not a servant of God. I'm a child of God. I hope you're thinking that way. Ownership. Remember the prodigal son, elder brother. He was just busy doing stuff. He couldn't even ask for a goat, even though he wanted it. Why? He didn't have a sense of sonship. Your roadmap to achieving vision this year will be heavily dependent on your thinking. Thinking. Work. Rather than hustling, running. You need to think to write a vision, leadership. See that? You want to achieve your vision in 2026 this year? Get into your thinking room. Put on your thinking cap. Sit down, wake up. What can I do? What can I impact my society? Do I want to produce something? Do I want to invent? Do I want to create? And I'm coming there. The time is flying so fast this evening. I'm coming there. You have to think and not just hustle. Quit the hustling culture in 2026. What does hustle do? It forces a man to do what can be done by us, machine and technology. That's what I've been saying. Leverage on technology. Leverage on AI now. Leverage on it. I'm saying it now. You want to be relevant in 2026. Leverage on it. Become tech savvy. I've applied for a data analytics course. My mentee is the one hosting it. No Edge, founded by Joel Babatunde. He's my long-time mentee. I applied as a student. Why? I want to be data savvy. You want to get to the UN and speak to presidents. You must know data now. Leverage on tech. Think. Make use of your thinking capacity more than just hustling. Spend more time thinking than just even doing. Become. Think. Read books and become. They now act on it. You get more results that way. Let me know if you want me to stop. I have so many things. I'm stopping by 10. But if you want me to continue, there are so many things here. I want to see you guys get to the next level in 2026. I'm not here to just speak. I want to see you guys really tick those boxes. I want to see you guys progress. You'll be happy for it. I just tell my mentees, my siblings, people around me. If you start making money, if you start progressing, you are the first beneficiary first. Before I send money to my parents, I'll first of all take care of myself first now. I'll eat food first before you even think about one uncle, one auntie, one mentor. If you change now, if you want to reward me, that's based on your own, thoughts. You don't owe me anything. But if you change and you become a global champion, you create, you think big, you will make the world a better place. And that's why I'm taking this effort to push, because even though, and I'm speaking this for those that are already achieving results, If you don't help people, you yourself, you'll be endangered. Because you are living in the same ecosystem with people that are poor. So if you have too many poor people in our world today, even the rich people are endangered. Why? There's kidnapping nowadays now, isn't it now? Like, guys, let's just think critically. It's a system. So it's not just to say you want to be rich, you neglect everybody else. Those people will come and steal your car. They'll come and kill those children that you're taking care of. They'll come and kidnap you. That's what we are finding in major part of Africa now, isn't it? Kidnapping, stealing. Even in first world countries, Venezuela, they did not grow. They did not deal with the national issues. Is it not overnight they came to kidnap the president? A whole president. Why? Because there's no power now. There's no result. They are weak. No vision for the country. Can they try that with other countries? If you are small, they will trample on you. That's what we're talking about. To live well in today's world, where we're getting to this treacherous world, you need to garrison your ecosystem. When I mean your life, you need to have all the privileges and advantages. Even if it's not for you, for your children. You went to public school, you saw how you suffered. You went for this ASU strike. You still want your children to be a victim of that? No. So why are you working like your salary will take care of only you? You know how much is private school fees. So why are you not thinking about making that kind of money and having it in abundance? You see that? Really important. Build your support system. I've said it. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I have strategic relationships. I'm not friends with everybody, but I have people I connect with. Because we're in a sense of achieving vision together. No one achieves vision in isolation. So your support system, your mentors, accountability partners, community provides encouragement during challenges, celebrate your victory with you, and offer perspective you might miss if you're alone. Today, I still had a call with one of my very close allies. She was giving me advice and counsel on how to do X and S. Doesn't mean I'm not wise, but it's multiplied wisdom. And when you execute it, they'll say, wow, that guy is very, very good. That guy is very intelligent. No, I tap in. Isaac Newton said something. If I stand so tall, it's because I'm standing on the shoulders of a giant. Connect yourself with giants now. I've told you guys. There are some of you that should be my DMs, messaging me, Coach Ayoola, what's up? But you just there. You like maybe you like or not like. Who bears the consequence or who enjoys the victory is you. Me, I'm a mentor to people. I'm also a mentee to people. I pay for many mentorship programs. Last year, this year, I'm starting. Oh God, everyone. I saw one of the courses I want to take this year, thousands of dollars to become a licensed coach. Thousands of dollars. I'm going for it in February. Not going to be yet. I want to deal with institutions. Some of you, I'll send some quotes to some people. They can't pay £80. No. If you know, I can pay those thousands of dollars because I know that I will get far more than that. And I told one of my mentees, we live life as if maybe all things will be equal. Life gets harder. So you have to be able to create leverages for yourself. One of the major leverage, number one, in today's world, take this now, this is off the book. Build technical skills. Build digital skills. And build communication skills. So I'm starting the data analytics. That was a free scholarship. I posted it on my status. Many people saw it. They just skipped up over it. Fire that Joe is going to release in February. That's, I think, a 12 weeks mentorship for data analytics and data science. Why? God gave me access to my workplace. Remember, divine intervention. But I have to take personal responsibility. I have not tech savvy. I never had a laptop till I got to the UK. There are many things I don't know about data. But I can sit down there and say, oh, God will help me. He's not going to help you do an Excel sheet. God is not going to help you write a report, submit a report. He's not going to help you do that. People can say, oh, God teach you everything and all of that. Sit down there now. Don't go and learn and join mentorship cohorts.
It's time for bed. Have a good night's sleep.
You can write the vision in isolation, but to see the light of the day, you need another person to read it. I say, write the vision down and make it plain that he may run, that read it. So build your support system. Guys, connect with people, mentors. We're all playing the cohorts. There's a cohort. Let me show it. Does the admin have it there? The cohort. Do we have it here? Okay, we don't have it. I think they forgot to bring it. Starting next week, I shared it with a few people. They gave excuses. I know there'll be consequences for it. May not be now. The bankruptcy of the knowledge you don't pursue, it will chase you for the rest of your life. Any knowledge that is available to you and you don't chase, it becomes like it's the mark that chases you. You will pay for it. Whether you pay for it through a product or a service. It's really important, guys. Surround yourself with people who believe in your vision and challenge yourself to grow exponentially. Increases your chances of success. Don't work with mediocres. As I've said it many times now, people like to be with their caucus and groups. Spread. Go meet people that will challenge you to freedom, to greatness. Don't follow peasants now. Ant syndrome. No. There's the season of training and maturity now for achieving your vision. The training phase, time for tutoring and learning. So for some of you, in achieving your vision, you have to start becoming first before you forget about doing. Leave that doing first. Don't even do things. If you are a young person, training really important. So your traditional education, number one, I've been telling people, you're in school. Yes, be in school, get your first class. It's not a leverage anymore. It's just a requirement now. If you have first class, master's degree, PhD, okay, they'll tell you, okay, and so what. But it is very good because it's a requirement. So train. But also expose yourself to other things. So your areas of expertise and your areas of passion. Know everything about something. Expertise there. But know something about everything. General knowledge about life, football, politics, music, different things. So that's your training phase. And that's why I can speak this way, because I know so many things, but there are still many things I don't know, and I'm trying to know them. You can't know everything, but you can know so much. The second one is the practice phase. You begin to practice. So you're working on an agenda. Practice, time for practicing. You begin to make fewer mistakes. Less correction is needed. And the third one is your mastery phase. Become a master. The more you grow, the less mistake you should make. That's the issue. I was speaking to one of my mentees. People don't take you serious when you make silly mistakes. Why? Because you've not practiced enough and you have not trained. You get better by improved effort and consistent attempts, not with time. You don't get better with time. You get better with improved effort and consistent attempts. Continue. For example, this is my 14th webinar. Imagine I do it to the 20th webinar. That's the plan, to do it all through this year. Check how I will become so perfect in the next 5 years. Why? Consistent efforts and improved approach. And you master it. Before you know it, you're a global speaker. You can host events. You can communicate your conviction. They will listen to you. So me too, I'm also in training as I am like this. I'm in training. You know what it means to speak for over 2 hours non-stop, and you're not even repeating points. It's knowledge, but it comes with practice. The more you grow, the less mistake you should make, the less correction you should receive. Other people don't respect you because you're making silly mistakes, and you can't lead. Leaders make mistakes, but leaders should hardly make mistakes, because that's what followers do. And that's why there's so much expectation on leaders, isn't it? To lead, because you expect they should know more. So if you are saying you want to write the vision, that means you know about the vision. Nobody knows about prime counseling in my team more than me. My team can bear witness, isn't it? Nobody knows about prime counseling more than me. You cannot be more zealous and passionate about prime counseling than me. I work overnight, but I also rest, isn't it? But I work overnight. So the progression is, first time you can make a mistake, but the second time becomes a choice. Third time, informed decision. You can make a mistake first time, that's fine, here and there, take corrections. But second time, when you make the mistake, that means you are choosing to make the mistake. That's a choice. Third time is no longer a mistake again, it's an informed decision. So once beaten, twice shy. Third time foolish. Don't be foolish in your vision this year. Oh, so many things. I just so far you are alive, you will grow in age. So even if you don't want to pursue vision, you will grow in age. Automatic, isn't it? You don't need to do anything to become 30. Just be alive. You become 30. Before you know it, you are 40. But to grow in wisdom, it's manual and intentional. That's why people miss it. They think just because I'm 40 means I should get the requirements or I should get the treatment of a 40-year-old man. No. You can be 40 and foolish, actually, unfortunately. There are always penalties for errors and correction not taken in training. Oh God, I can't stop here. This is really important. It's so, like I said, vision and salvation and identity have the same consequence, perishing. So it's not, I'm not here to just come and speak lightly. It's a serious issue. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So look at something. There are serious penalties for not taking correction and errors in training. If you don't take those corrections and training, for example, as an adult, there are certain things if you don't know, you will lead your family woefully. You will make mistakes. You will die just not achieving any purpose. It's pain. 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 We have lots of people in our world today going through pain. Why? They missed out on their vision. There's regret all over the world. People, they will tell you, had I known I would have done this. Had I known I would have invested in that stock market. Had I known I would have bought that real estate. Because they could not conceive the vision and act on it. I'll skip this. Time and energy management. I'll skip this. Enemy of achieving vision in 2026. The enemies, spontaneous living. Quit spontaneous existence in 2020. Don't do things haphazardly. No. Also energy. No. Strategy. Write down. To write means you must sit down. You must hold the pen, isn't it? You cannot be writing while running. No. Relax, guys. Relax. The year is still long. But you have to be strategic. There are symptoms of spontaneous living. Reacting instead of designing. Busy but not doing. Movement with no direction. What do you have to do? Decide your priority. Design your structures. Protect your boundaries. Act consistently. What's the second enemy of achieving your vision? There's what I call shining object syndrome. The compulsion to constantly chase new and exciting ideas or projects at the expense of completing new ones, at the expense of completing current ones, leading to distraction, scattered focus, and unfinished goals. What does that mean? Like a baby, isn't it? There's the way you put a toy to a baby, and before you know it, the baby jumps to your phone, it jumps to this thing. That's what many of us do. We are jumping everywhere. Today you are being in cryptocurrency. The next day you are in real estate. The next day you are in stocks. The next day you are learning AI. The next day data analytics. The next day they say it's teaching now. Okay, the next day they say it's based analytics. No, now. What do you know Elon Musk as? AI. What do you know Ronaldo as? Only football. Apostle Paul said, "This one thing I do." This one thing, there must be something. Don't just scatter focus. No. You have to have one primary vision, one supporting skill. I wrote it down here, and one platform of expression. Really important, guys. One primary vision, one supporting skill. Oh my God. I'll put an end there. Learn to pursue vision at the rate at which your system can absorb within the buffer zone of work and abuse. Any effort, that's your input now, and results within the abuse adds no value. Get what I mean now? You see what I mean here? What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Nothing. No divided value. Loss. So, what's my advice for you young people this evening? Frequently stretch, but scarcely stress. Why am I saying that? Lots of people are tired in our world today. They are stressed. There's so much campaign now for mental health. These are the things that we have to deal with. Extremism. Frequently stretch, but scarcely stress. The third enemy is the fear of loneliness. Every serious vision introduces temporary isolation. It's not a sign of failure, but a necessary phase of growth and development. Like a seed that's planted. It is buried, isn't it? It's not visible. No visibility. There was a time I was not doing this, but I was buried in a game of purpose. Now we're doing all these things. I still have all those seasons. I call it the lying down mode. You cannot always be outside there. But if you don't know how to enjoy loneliness, not just loneliness, but solitude, actually. So there's a difference between loneliness and solitude. I don't want to go there this evening. Pathfinders walk alone first. Builders are misunderstood early. Many people will be like, oh, why are you speaking this way? But I'm not raising followers. So there's a way they speak to leaders. Oh. There's a way Jesus Christ spoke to his disciples. Oh. He didn't speak to Timothy that way. Oh. I used to remind people, the message is not for everybody. Did I say I'm raising followers? Did I tell you that? Didn't you see the tagline? Guiding the next generation of leaders. That means there will be passion. I have to call you to order. If you want to be a leader, if you want to be a follower and run, you don't need to know. Don't worry. Go and enjoy reels and contents and fun and trends. Go on TikTok and check your body. That's fine. You're enjoying. You follow. There'll be trends for you to follow. But let us create the trend for you. Those that want to be leaders. Leaders are lonely before they are celebrated. You know, many people did not believe in what. I remember those days when I went to Ghana. I schooled in Ghana. Some of my mates, when I came out to Nigeria, were like, you just went to Ghana. Well, Ghana is not London. Ghana is not abroad, though. They were laughing. Me, I even attempted to go to Ghana. They've never gone to Abuja before. They were laughing at me, mocking me for my own attempts. Guess what? I'm in London today. Been to different countries, US, everywhere. They are still there in Nigeria. But imagine I didn't believe in myself. I'll be discouraged. No, I was not discouraged though. There was a time I told someone, my mentee, some of my mates in Ghana, my flatmate, they were calling me poverty. That was my nickname. Imagine that. Because I had nothing. I was not dismayed. That same semester, all of them gathered in my room to watch TV. I didn't have a TV anyway. Someone said he wants to live with me. He came. He brought TV. He brought curtain. He brought bed, sound system, everything. And 1 month after he came, we were living together. He got a contract job in Accra and he left. I was the only one enjoying everything. Those same guys that called me poverty, they came to my room to watch PSG Chelsea Champions League match. I can't forget in my life. And I sat down there at the back. I was looking at it like this. These were the guys calling me poverty a few months ago. But look at them. I opened my door. I received them. I said, come, mama, they watch football. I just laughed. Vision. Leaders are lonely before they are celebrated. If you want to achieve vision, it's not about what did you believe in me. No. Believe in yourself first. Go do the hard work. Start the way so other people will follow. Remember, it takes you to rewrite the vision first before you focus on those that are around with it. No. we organized the SPA Masterclass. Who gave me guarantee that people buy tickets? We got over 35 people that bought tickets, £50. First time I was speaking to somebody today, was like, how did you do it? Vision, taking the lead. Recognition comes after the hard work of pioneering. Pain as a consequence of unpursued and delayed vision. Bible speaking in Isaiah 13 verse 13. Pains as of a woman in childbirth come to him, but he is a child without wisdom. When the time arrives, he doesn't have the sense to come out of the womb. There's a time gap for you to achieve your vision, fellow guys and audience. But if you miss that timing, the effect is pain. That scripture, you read it every time, every morning. Habakkuk 2 verse 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. If you miss the appointed time, that's the end. It will not speak. Check your age this evening, guys. Think about when you go to bed. What are the things that your age group should be achieving? The Bible said of David, there was a time that kings ought to go to battle. David, that singular decision not to go, not to be at the battlefront. He saw somebody else's wife, committed adultery, led to murder, gross consequences for a generation. That's why there's bloodshed. That's a judgment. The lack of vision is gross misconduct. Why? It was not where it's supposed to be. If you don't pursue your vision, guys, you will be where you're not supposed to be, and you will do what you're not supposed to do. I've shared that story before. Got admission in Fota, Nigeria. Youthful exuberance. I lost the admission. I was expelled. I got back to Lagos. I had to go to one place like that. I was washing children's clothes. One of my relatives. Children's clothes. I was feeding babies. To feed now. I wonder, I said myself, me that was a don in the campus. Why? If you are found where you're not supposed to be, you will do what you're not supposed to do. Take that from me, guys. When you are slothful, you miss your slots. Pain is the consequences of not pursuing or delaying your vision. It's pain that bets envy, jealousy, anger, low self-esteem, regret, offense. Because the vision did not speak in the end, there's internal pain still bet. Many parents are angry today at their co-equals. You see it in that they will say that is that governor, that pastor, that this thing. Because when that pastor was building himself, when that governor was trying to enter politics, they were laughing at him. They didn't even pay attention to him. Now he's not a governor, he's not a commissioner, and I said, I should be know him now. We're classmates. You're classmates, but you're not destiny mate again. It's not about saying I know him. Who knows you too? Oh God. I'll share the message next time. Message for the Africans. I'll share it next time. We'll share time. I have a message I'll share it on the Instagram live, guys. I have a message for Black Africans, for the black race. Actually, it's there. But that's the teaser for Instagram live on Monday. So, guys, thank you very much for joining. This is the next webinar on Thursday, 24th of February. This is Instagram live on Monday. You have to be there, cultivating an elite mindset in 2026. You can't miss it, guys. Just on Monday here, on the 2nd. It's going to be intensive. I promise you, guys, if you pay attention to everything I tell you this year, you will check that by 31st of December. And it will be like as if maybe you went to reinvent yourself. All what I've told you are not cunningly devised fables. They are truths. If you implement them, now many of you need to send a DM to my team, book a vision clarity call. You have to be able to invest in your vision. Remember, I said it's not just about doing things, strategy. There are many things I know that I can't share. How many things can you share? How things work back end. What makes all what we are doing possible? There are things I know, but I can't share my treasures anywhere. It's an investment. Where I get them from to, I pay so much for it. Do you know what it means to download wisdom from the realm of the spirit? That's by consecration. But also to join all these mentorship calls, thousands of dollars and pounds. And you want to get them free of charge. You're not yet serious now. I don't want you to be that. So, message, book a vision clarity call. There's always, the link is in my bio. Book it. You want to be strategic. Where do I go from here? I want to achieve things this year. You want to travel out? I've traveled out for over 7 years. I know what it takes to dominate in European and foreign countries. How to build. So thank you very much, guys, for waiting with me for over 2 hours. This is a record webinar. To be honest, I have to stop. There's a message for the black race, which I'll pick up again on our next session. But as you go this evening, I want you to think about all these things. Ponder upon it. Ponder upon it. These are truths that if you make use of, you can't find it anywhere in the world. I've checked the curriculum of global speakers. It's not, no. It's not as rich as this. I make that boast in the Lord. I make that boast in the Lord. So guys, we'll catch up again on Monday. Instagram live. We'll catch up again. Instagram. Join. Invite your friends. Invite your friends. Come and learn how to be cultivating an elite mindset. When I tell people my stories, they say, "Wow, you've suffered though," but you will not see that in my no. I've refined myself. You've dealt. You've left away those ashes of the past. You've chased. Forgetting those things we have behind. I press. I want to teach you how to cultivate an elite mindset, how to think big, like a noble, like someone that is in control. So thank you very much, guys, and see you on Monday. Bye.
Recommended by Prime Council.
In January 2025, Prime Council officially emerged as an organization, but its story began earlier. What started in 2024 as a simple WhatsApp community became a movement, a growing space committed to transforming the mindset, capacity, and leadership posture of young people. By April 2025, that vision was formally established as Prime Council Limited, a UK-based organization with a clear mandate to raise and guide value-driven leaders across every sphere of influence. In January 2025, we hosted our first monthly webinar. By December 2025, we had successfully delivered 12 monthly webinars alongside 3 Instagram Live leadership conversations and 1 dedicated skills training session for our volunteers, equipping both our audience and internal team with tools for growth and execution. Recognizing the need for deeper, personalized transformation, Prime Council expanded its offerings in August 2025 with the launch of the Vision Clarity Call and one-on-one mentorship sessions, providing strategic guidance, accountability, and clarity to individuals navigating purpose, career, and leadership decisions. December 2025 marked a significant milestone. We hosted our first physical training series, the Strategic Positioning Masterclass, in Birmingham, United Kingdom. With over 35 emerging leaders and early career professionals in attendance, the session created an environment of learning, strategy, and transformation, reinforcing Prime Council's commitment to tangible, real-world impact. Behind the scenes, growth was happening as well. Our team expanded fourfold, growing from 2 to 8 dedicated members, significantly increasing productivity, collaboration, and delivery capacity. This growth reflects not just numerical expansion, but a strengthening of systems, structure, and shared vision. Throughout this journey, Prime Council has remained anchored to excellence at global and godly standards, guided by our foundational pillars: impact, influence, income. As part of our commitment to accessible transformation, we also launched our first digital product, the Prime Council Personal Development Guide, now available on our website. This resource serves as a practical framework for individuals seeking clarity, structure, and intentional growth. Prime Council is more than an organization. It is a platform, a pipeline, and a purpose-driven movement. And this is only the beginning. In January 2025, Prime Council officially emerged as an organization, but its story began earlier. What started in 2024 as a simple WhatsApp community became a movement, a growing space committed to